This is Growing Bolder with Mark Middleton and Bill Schaefer. Between us, Bill, we have invented absolutely nothing. Our special guest today, Roger McGuinn, invented country rock, folk rock, space rock. Really is a pioneer and an icon in the music industry. And he and his wife, Camilla, who is also here, are also helping preserve folk music as we know it. Roger, tell us a little bit about the Folk Den Project, because I know it started, back in 1995?
Yes, in November of 95, I was listening to a Smithsonian Folkways album and going, hey, I'm not hearing this stuff anymore. All the new folk singers are singer-songwriters. And I thought, what's going to happen when Odetta dies? Well, she just did. And Pete Seeger's 91. And I thought, boy, I better do something about it. And I'd just gotten into the internet, and I'd learned how to record stuff at home and put it up there on the internet for free download. I thought, what a great way to publish internationally for free. And people can get the stuff for free and learn the songs and teach them to their families and keep them going. So that was the whole reason for doing it. And I put up the lyrics and the chords, a little story about the song, and a picture, just kind of like a coffee table book of folk songs. And I've been doing it for 15 years now. And it's a labor of love. It's something I do every month, once a month. And 178 songs are there. They're in MP3 form. And you can download all the MP3s from McGuinn.com, and I won't sue you.
Download them for free. But Camilla, since you're the road manager and the business manager, you've also put these together. And we should mention, this is a Grammy-nominated project. You've put these together into a couple of CDs, including a 4-disc set that people can buy.
It's a 4-CD set called the Folk Den Project. We did it to commemorate 10 years of the Folk Den, because once a month he's very faithful to put that song up. And we sat down, we remixed, re-recorded, remastered 100 songs, folk songs. No record label in the world would let you do that, but ours did. So we put it together. Rolling Stone reviewed it and called it near perfect. Wow. And the fact that they would review 100 folk songs was a miracle, much less like it. So we're real happy with it. When people ask Roger what his legacy is, he always points to the Folk Den Project, not so much the birds.
Yeah, there's something else that we can learn from the two of you also, and that's the quality of your relationship. I mean, it's very unique. You guys have a tremendous, very close-knit relationship. You travel all over. You avoid planes if you can. You like to travel in your van or by train or sometimes
and
even taking.
Because we're concerned for the guitars.
We carry 4 musical instruments,
right.
And it's hard to fly with them anymore.
Yeah, so we had to cut out. In fact, Roger's big desire last year was to go to Europe without flying. So fortunately, the story is longer, but we had connected with an agent. We said, I see these ships going back and forth. Can you get us on any of these for lectures? And he came back within a week and said, yes, I can get you from Miami to Lisbon. And then we toured Europe on train and just through trains the whole time. And then we came back from Southampton to New York and then trained back down to Orlando.
We've turned the clock back 100 years.
We have indeed, and it's a wonderful thing. And
it's delightful.
I have to tell you real quick, we just found out yesterday where I'm going to spend my 60th birthday.
And that's got to be, 20, 30 years from now?
Oh, yeah, right. 1 year and 4 months.
Can you give us the Can you give us the exclusive? We won't tell anybody else.
The exclusive is the agent. The cruise lecture agent emailed us and said, Kennard has said, yes, I picked 2 crossings that would work from us going east-west, west-east, called his European agent and said, can you book any concerts during this time? And they just came back, and I didn't even realize when I was picking those dates that it was my 60th birthday. So all my friends are planning on being in Europe in October of 19.
Parties in Europe.
Yeah,
Wow.
Parties in Europe. Can't wait to see you all there. Come join us.
Tell us a little bit, Camilla, about your relationship. What makes it work?
Jesus. Roger told me about Jesus on stage in an acting class in 1978.
And she stomped off.
I told him I said, how long have you been into Jesus?
I said a couple of months.
I said, give it a few more, you'll get over it. And he didn't get over it. I got into him. I got into Jesus. We were married 2 months later through divine guidance. We often tell people our Father arranged the marriage. When people ask me, remember how you loved your husband when you first married him? I said, no, I didn't even know my husband when I first married him. But through 32 years of every day putting God first, we wake up every day. It doesn't matter if he has to be at a 4 o'clock call for a TV show or something in the morning. We have to wake up earlier. We read the Bible together and we pray together. We pray for friends and families and we pray for the world. Jesus said, my house will be a house of prayer for all nations. And we go around the world every day in prayer.
Well, what do you think that does? Does it refocus you on a daily basis so you don't get kind of lost in other stuff?
Yeah, and it's unifying.
Oh, it's very, we visit with God, we visit with each other, and once we get out of bed, it goes downhill from there. And so you put God first. There is a teaching in the Bible in Malachi 3:10, bring the whole tithes into the storehouse, and that's the first fruits. Well, it's not only your finances; it's your time. Do you give God your time? And our first fruits of the day is to give God time.
And it's probably the perfect segue for a way we'd like to end this, if we can, Roger. And in truth be known, we wish we didn't have to end it. But a song you've recorded, and give us a little bit of a history of it, if you will, and play us out with this song.
I had a friend who sent me a plaque from Ireland. It said, "May the road rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back." You've probably heard that. And I was checking out a guitar strap in the mirror in the powder room, and I saw the plaque. That's where it was, and I wondered if anybody had ever written a tune to it. Well, it turns out somebody else had written a different tune to it, but I wrote a tune to it and showed it to Camilla when she came home, and she said, yeah, that's nice, but it needs some verses to kind of tie it together. So we wrote 3 love song verses. I'm going to do 2 of them now because we had a time thing, but this is the song, May the Road Rise to Meet You. Summertime, the sun would shine, we'd lay across the field, sheltered in the shadow of a tree. We'd write our poems to take along and sing out on the road, and you would always sing this song to me. May the road rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your land, may the rain fall soft upon your face until we meet again, and may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Through the winter days our tree would shiver in the wind, waiting for the warming touch of spring. I'd hold you in the firelight, we'd stare into the flame, and this is what you always used to sing. May the road rise to meet you, may the wind be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your land, and may the rain fall soft upon your face until we meet again, and may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May the rain fall soft upon your face until we meet again, and may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
That should answer any questions about whether Roger McGuinn still has it. That's a beautiful song. Thank you.
Still in your mid-60s, Roger. Life is good.
Yeah, I'll be 68 in a couple of days, like a month. Life is great.
You know, they said the Beatles sang about when I'm 64. They didn't have a clue what they were talking about.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
It's better now than it ever has been. We love love it now even more.
And we love that example from you, and that's why it's been so special for us to have you guys be part of the Growing Boulder radio show here, the TV show, and growingboulder.com. You guys have been great allies and great friends of ours, and we're eternally grateful for
Well,
that.
thank you. It's a pleasure to work with you guys.
And what's on the to-do list in our final 30 seconds? Just
We got a gospel album in the works.
Do you really?
It's somebody from Australia is putting together a film, and they wanted to use some of the tracks from the Folk Den. So we thought, wow, we got about 25 gospel songs. Let's assemble them, and I'm putting drums on them, and we'll see what happens.
It's Rock the Folk from the Folk Den Project.
Rock the gospel.
It's a great idea.
rock
You
the
hear
gospel,
more
yeah.
about gospel music
Yeah.
all the time. So here you are innovating once again.
It's uplifting.
Camilla, we want to give a great big thank you to you and a happy 60th coming up. And Roger, 68 right
Yeah.
around the corner as well. Thank you guys again for everything you've done. Thanks for the beautiful music, and thanks for the inspiration and showing us what happens later in life, that there still is life after being a big-time rock star. Hope everybody out there had a great time with that. And don't forget, people, start growing bolder.
Are you allowed to say Jesus on NPR?
Oh,
I think you did, baby.
I encourage you to.
You know,
It's always a good.
Camilla.
It's always a good.